I have looked at over 1,200 rosters in the last couple of months doing free roster reviews for this audience. And while doing that, and after doing those roster reviews, it is clearer to me now than ever before in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. This is and remains a resource management game. I've got 10 tips for you today for how to manage your resources. We're going to look at early game rosters, mid game rosters. We're going to look at a lot of you guys that are farming Lightspeed bundles and how you can manage your resources in the game to bring yourself to the best farming path possible and produce the best possible results on your roster. That's what we're doing today. It's Resource Management 101 for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good. And yes, we are going to look at these resource tips for me, how to manage your resources, Resource Management 101 today in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. But before we get into that, I thought you'd like to hear a word from our new sponsor, Marvel Strike Force. As a kid who grew up collecting Marvel comics, and then a parent who is able to share that love of Marvel on the big screen with my kids. As a lifetime gamer who doesn't have time to sit there and play console games for hours on end, our new sponsor, Marvel Strike Force, is the perfect squad-based collector game for me. Marvel Strike Force is the ultimate squad-based RPG where you assemble legendary Marvel teams to take on iconic villains. Make sure to follow the link in the description or scan this QR code to download the game today, and you and I can begin our journey together in this awesome game. Marvel Strike Force is a free mobile squad RPG that allows you to battle with your favorite teams of superheroes and supervillains. And if you're anything like me, you'll be looking to collect your X-Men and Spider-Verse characters first. Of course, you can go in any direction you choose, with Iron Man and the Avengers, Old Man Logan, Venom and his symbiotes, Deadpool and X-Force. Any characters or teams that you love from Marvel are in the game. Assembling the right combination of heroes and villains isn't just about strength. It's a strategic decision where the right team composition can completely shift the course of battle. And now's the best time to download, because to help you start on your journey, you can use this limited time promo code SAM, that's S-A-M, SAM, to unlock Captain America Sam for free. Now don't forget to use my link in the description or my QR code here on the screen to download the game, and let's start playing Marvel Strike Force together today. And with all of that said, I'm going to let you guys know, I've said it a few times here, kind of in streams and just offhand, I will be starting a Marvel Strike Force account on this channel in the very near future. Stay tuned to the channel. We'll have a big stream for day one on it. I'm not looking to do daily coverage of the game, but we're going to do some, weekly updates. We'll do some meetings with some content creators with Marvel Strike Force and kind of see what that game is all about and explore it in relation to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We'll look at resource management and Marvel Strike Force a little bit. But regardless of that, let's jump into this content. There are a lot of things to look at as far as resource management in this game, and I need to scroll down here a little bit. There we go. The very first thing I want to talk about is balancing your energy spending. Your energy up here, all these different energy that you've got, they are resources in the game. And actually one of the most basic, common, important resources that you've got is your energy, your regular energy, your cantina energy, and all the different energies. Well, I'm sorry, there's regular, cantina, ship, mod, and then now we've also got conquest energy as well. How do you manage this to the best of your ability to produce the best results? I think every account's going to be a little bit different here, and we'll take a look at here. This is my free-to-play account, and while I'm looking at the free-to-play account, we're going to mod energy here. Over on my regular account, where I'm willing to spend a little bit of money to keep my crystals flowing, and now I'm even in Kyber 2, so I'm getting 230 crystals a day or something like that. And at the end of Grand Arena seasons, I'm getting like 2,400 crystals. That's a very different story on that account than it is from my account here, my free-to-play account that's in Carbonite. I get 200 crystals at the end of Grand Arena seasons. I don't get that many. I get like 70 a day or something. My crystals are a lot more limited on this account, this free-to-play account. So I got to consider where I'm going to spend my crystals, how I'm going to do it, or my energy every day, because Energy costs crystals. You get a bunch of energy, every type of energy every day, but then your refreshes, sorry everybody, your refreshes cost you crystals. So where are you going to spend that? Well, you just noticed right there. You just noticed I did not spend all of my 50 crystal refreshes of my mod energy today. And that may kind of surprise some folks because my mod score is pretty good. It's a top 10 mod score that I've seen at this galactic power that I've got. I do keep I manage my mods, I keep them going, but I don't farm all 3 refreshes on my mods every single day. The same can be said for my Cantina energy. You know, this is 100 crystals every day, every time you refresh it. And I don't refresh this 3 times a day either. I'll do it once, maybe twice on my Cantina energy, and my farming is going just fine. And I try to keep some crystals up here. I got 1,300 crystals right now. I just try to keep a little bit. I want to keep an extra amount of crystals around. I don't just want to go through all my crystals every time I get the opportunity. Now, I will tell you that I do, when I go farm energy, my regular energy is an automatic. I automatically farm 3 refreshes of regular energy every day. You can see right now I'm actually farming Droidica, and then I'm going down through a few more characters here. I've got Canderous Ordo, Zalbar, Bastashon, Fallen Jilly Bendo. You've got to find those spots to really balance out your energy management. Again, if you're out there spending, you're getting a bunch of crystals every day. This is why we push so hard to get ahead in Fleet Arena ASAP, to get yourself that 300 to 400 crystals every day, because those crystals feed your energy refreshes. That's the primary thing they feed. So just be aware of where your crystals are coming in, because the more you refresh your energy, the more crystals it costs, and the more you can get left behind by going through all of your crystals and just be handicapped. And I like to keep myself with at least like 600 or 700 crystals just hanging around in case I want to accidentally spend them on something. I don't know. Anyway, just be aware that for early and even mid game, I think free to play accounts, until you really get into that deep into the mid game, you may not be able to refresh every single one of these nodes every time. So make sure you're balancing your energy spending to go along with your crystal consumption and your crystal production in the game. Next thing I want to say, hey, we're talking about Lightspeed bundles a few times here. We're going to go back and forth, but the first Lightspeed bundle I'm going to comment on is every Lightspeed bundle you buy has value. Now, what does that do with resource management? Well, you have dollars in your pocket, and those dollars in your pocket leave your pocket, and they go to Capital Games to buy Lightspeed bundles. So there's a resource right there. And I just want to tell you, if you have purchased a Lightspeed bundle, it's really important for you to know that every Lightspeed bundle you purchase has tremendous amounts of value. Are some of them more valuable than others? Are some going to be ranked higher than others when I go back and do another Lightspeed bundle ranking? Of course they are. Of course some of them are more valuable. I put up one of the lower valued Lightspeed bundles up here right now. It's the Jawa bundle. You get all 5 Jawas at Relic 3, and it only costs you $10. Now, what do you do with the Jawas? Well, you can put a team out there, and they can do okay in the right situation. Are they like a stalwart team for lots of game? No, they're not going to do a lot of good. The crate raid is long gone, and you know, we might get them in a raid sometime in the near future or in the future. Maybe we'll have more Jawas required down the road if we ever get like a Mando, Galactic Legend, or something like that. Right now, the only Jawa that really is going to matter for you is Jawa. Just Jawa is required for Jabba the Hutt, and that's when these bundles came out. Is when they came out side by side with Jabba the Hutt bundles. So every Lightspeed bundle you buy, even if it's the Jawa bundle, the Hans bundle, whatever, they've all got value. Think of it this way. Each of those relics is going to cost you 100 Kyrotechs for these Jawas. So that's 500 Kyrotechs you get for $10. You don't get that many Kyrotechs in a normal Kyrotech bundle or anything else. There's just no way to get that kind of value. And plus all the other gear, all the farming, and all those 3 relic levels, that's not free. It's low level, but it's not free. So any Lightspeed bundle that you buy with your hard-earned money that's burning a hole in your pocket is going to have value. That said, I do want you to keep in mind, I made a video, you know, the best combos, the best Lightspeed bundle combos. You've got to keep that in mind when you're buying Lightspeed bundles. We'll talk more about this as we go forward in this video, but every bundle has value. If you bought a bundle, you've gotten value out of it. I promise you that. It just made you go in the wrong direction. More to come on that. Hey, this is really important. you don't have to max out everything. And for this one, I want to jump over to my other account. This thought came to me, not having to max out everything, from a comment somebody made on a video. I was working on some mods. I got my 5th speed roll, and somebody said, I was either on a stream or in a video, they said, well, why don't you go ahead and just max out the mod? Why leave it at the green level? And I don't think it was this mod right here, but this is an example of a mod that I took this mod, I rolled my 5th speed roll. I got 26 speed here on my Java triangle for health, and it's got 3 mod rolls left in it. I could take it to blue, and I've got the resources to do it, and I often do. I could take it to purple, and I could take it to gold, and that 6-dot gold tier is the max tier for that mod. So why don't I just continue with this mod and roll it out? Maybe I get some more defense, I get some more health, I get some more tenacity. These would be very valuable what would you, attributes, or whatever. I can't even whatever. They'd be very valuable to have these attributes. Attributes is not the right word. These percentages, these. Brain's not working. Throw it in comments. What's the word I'm trying to think about? It would be very valuable to have defense or tenacity or health stats. Just these stats. It would be very valuable to up those stats. However, here's the thing. 5 speed is the max speed, and we talked about. I talked about this time. Blue in the face. Yeah, I'll be in the morgue, and I'll be mumbling this. I'll be mumbling. Speed. I'm spitting all over myself in the morgue. Look, speed's the most important thing on your mods. If you've got it to 6 dots and you've maxed out your speed rolls, and you aren't an endless trove of nonstop resources and wallets, you should probably stop right there. And that's what I've done. So here's the thing. I could take this to blue, and I could take it to purple, and I take it to gold, but look, I'm absorbing these resources. These are resources that I need for other mods and other roles in the game, specifically these right here, these amplifiers. This is how I take a mod from 5 to 6 dots, which is the biggest upgrade of any mod you do will be 5 to 6 dots. That's just period. No questions asked. So when somebody asks me that, my answer is, if you're not a bottomless pit of money to just spend on everything you see, you've got to manage your resources. So I get these things to max speed, and then I generally stop. There are very few secondary stats here that I would need to roll and have faith. I mean, even when I roll them, if I roll 3 more times, I've got 1 in 3 chance to hit each of these every single time. So I don't know what I'm going to even roll there. So yes, it would have value at maxed out, and that goes for everything. You don't have to max out everything. We can take a look also. I think you got the point there about the mods. We look at my relic levels. You know, I've got Rey here at relic 8, Kylo at relic 8, Sith Eternal at relic 7. I did take Jar Jar, Commander Ahsoka. Well, Commander Ahsoka is a relic 9 for to get Ahsoka. My Balin Skull is at 7. He's been wiping out entire other galactic legends teams without even blinking. Rey's at relic 7. Here's the deal. Yeah, I could take these galactic legends at relic 9, and I definitely would not be hurting by taking them. I got 4 of them at relic 9. People told me I shouldn't have done with Jabba, that I should have done Chrysanthemum instead. You gotta pick your spots. You know, again, I'm not an endless pit of money, right? And you know, that is my resource. So every time that, let's say I took Sith Eternal Emperor, and I took him to relic 8, right? I don't have the resources quite now. I'm missing some Zin Biddles, and I'm missing some flawed signal data. Well, as soon as I do that, I spend all this stuff. So I spend all these resources. Well, you know what I'm working on right now, everybody? Boys and girls, age gentlemen? I'm trying to finish my Leviathan. So I've still got to get Bas Lashan to relic 7. I've got to get HK-47 to relic 7. I got to get Darth Malak to relic 9. I got to get Sorty to relic 5. If I go and just start getting these guys, and if I go in the past, when I unlocked Sith Eternal Emperor a month and a half ago, if I had taken it to relic 9 at that time, it would have cost me time toward my Leviathan farm. So I just want to point that out. You don't have to max out everything. There are characters and that are out there that you do want to give higher gear levels to, and I've definitely done that with some Relic 9s and some Relic 8s here, but you got to be careful and you got to spend stuff wisely. So keep in mind what your future farming goals are, where you're going next. Do you need those resources for the next character before you just start maxing out everything that's sitting out there on your roster? And speaking of planning out your farming, plan it out well ahead of time. You've got to know your next 2 or 3, maybe even 4 farms down the road. If you don't, and I harp on this all the time too, if you don't know what's coming up next, you will not manage your resources properly, because you will go ahead and you will relic your Sith Eternal to Relic 9, and that's going to cost you a couple of weeks for getting the Leviathan done. And that's a big deal that matters. Now, something I've been doing lately here when we were doing roster reviews, I don't know why I jumped out of that, is when I see people get into that 7 or 8 million galactic power range, and they've got an executor, and maybe they got a profundity, maybe they don't. I think in that 7 to 8 million power range, you should really start to think about the Leviathan. Here's something to think about. Leviathan is still really important in the game. Maybe 6 months from now, we'll have another ship. I don't know, whatever. Leviathan is still really important in the game. And as you get to 4 million and you start playing Proving Grounds, you're going to start to see shards drop onto your roster for Darth Malgus and Fury Class Interceptor. Darth Malgus and Fury Class Interceptor. And that's your tip-off that you're getting closer and closer to Leviathan. So when you're when you're about 6 months out, honestly 6 months, because these ships from the ground up, they all take 6 months to farm. You might already have some shards, maybe you're willing to double up, maybe you're willing to buy some shards, whatever. But ships take 6 months to farm from the ground up. You need to start sharding meaning farming shards to these ships about 6 months ahead of time if you're going to be thinking about Leviathan. So when you look at your roster, think about what's coming down the pipe. And when I look at my roster right now, I've got almost everything fully sharded on this roster. Look at it. It goes down to 7 stars to here. I'm finishing up Bodhi Rook. I hate Probe Droid. I think it should have been the Leia, but regardless, these are all going to be conquest characters or journeys that I have yet to do and are coming to a channel near you very soon on all these characters. So in the very near future, I'll have every character in the game at 7 stars. I'll be fully sharded. I'll be sharded to the gills. And the same goes for ships. I've only got 2 ships left to shard to 7 stars, and they are, let me flip this around here, Raven's Claw and TIE Reaper. Do I need Raven's Claw and TIE Reaper right now? Not necessarily, but honestly, part of planning your farming is planning ahead. We talked about the Jawas earlier. Maybe they will be required for a Galactic Legend down the road, so that makes that bundle valuable. I don't know, maybe Raven's Claw and TIE Reaper will be required for something down the road. And I've heard there's also a TIE Reaper counter for Leviathan maybe or something out there. I don't know, I gotta look that up. But I'm almost fully sharded here, and that takes away some planning for me. But you gotta be planning out your farms well ahead of time, so you know my next 4 farms. I'm finishing Leviathan, then I'm going to go get my Grand Inquisitor, and I'm going to take some time and finish off Grand Inquisitor and Reva. When I get done with that, I'm going after Jedi Master Kenobi. And when I'm done with Jedi Master Kenobi, I'm going after Lord Vader. And that's my next 4 farms on my roster. I don't plan on maybe something awesome will come out in the middle here. It doesn't look like it. It looks like we've got Bad Batch finishing up, and then we've got the Jedi Vanguard, which I'm not geeked about that yet. If they announce a Mace Windu, I'll think about it, but I think I'm going to finish these 4 farms and then move on to other stuff, because finishing those 4 farms is a giant addition to my roster. So plan your farming out well in advance. It'll help you preserve your resources for the things you need your resources for. Here's an important one. We're getting back to your wallet resources. You don't have to buy every single bundle just because they released it to the game. I was looking around. I know I wrote down an ally code here and I couldn't find it. I apologize. It's on a piece of paper somewhere around my desk. I don't know. I got a dirty napkin here. Anyway, I couldn't find it. I looked at a lot. Out of the 1,200 rosters I looked at, I'll bet there were 1 to 200 rosters where they had pretty much just bought every single bundle that had ever been put in front of their face. And I just don't think that's the way to go. I don't think that's the way to go. For one thing, then I saw rosters sitting there with Rey bundle, Kylo bundle, Finalizer bundle, Radis bundle, Jabba bundle, Tusken bundle, Jawa bundle, Sith Eternal Emperor bundle, Luke's Friends bundle, all those bundles, and not one Galactic Legend or completed other farm on their roster. That stresses me out. I'm worried about the food on your table. Let's preserve the food on your table. Let's talk about the way I look at this here. So, the R2-D2 Lightspeed bundle. I did not buy this bundle. Now, there are there are two characters in this bundle that I don't have relicked on my roster. I've had Moff Gideon and Dark Trooper. Let me pull them up here. I've had Moff Gideon and Dark Trooper relicked for quite some time on my roster, and then in the last 6 months or so, I did Range Trooper. For $19 or $20, is it worth it for just to get Death Trooper and Shore Trooper relicked? Honestly, yeah. Every Lightspeed bundle has a lot of value, even if you're only getting a couple of characters out of it. But for me, I was looking at my pocketbook, looking where I was in the game, and I knew I already had, like I said, there's Gideon, there's Dark Trooper. That's one of I think he's my first Relic 7, actually, because he does so much freaking damage. There's Range Trooper, only Relic 3 would have been a couple Relic levels there. There's Death Trooper and Shore Trooper down there waiting for something in the future. It would have done me... It would have been positive for my roster to bring those two characters over at Relic levels. And it would have saved me some farming time. And honestly, it's worth it. $20, they're all worth it. It's worth it. But for me, it just didn't make a lot of sense with where my spending patterns were at the time, where my roster was. And I'll be blunt, Death Trooper and Shore Trooper don't actually lead to anything in the game. They can round out some teams like Iden Versio specifically, so they can do some things for you in the game. It's not like they're completely useless pieces, but it wasn't worth it for me for $20. And I think you need to think about these kind of things too. Am I buying too many bundles right now? You know, am I just are there 6 bundles available and I'm buying them all and I don't even know what they work for? Have I watched Noosh's video about the best Lightspeed bundle combos, so I'm getting the best bang for my buck? You know, if I buy 3 bundles, do they all go together or are they all completely separate? I saw that too. Just 3 bundles purchased in completely separate directions. That person spent too much money. They still got a lot of farming to do. And does this bundle really benefit my roster right now? Is there 1 or 2 characters I have, 2 or 3 characters I don't have? Do I need those characters right now? If I already spent $300 this month, whatever it is, take all these, questions into consideration, because this is all about your resources. You don't have to just because you see a bundle doesn't mean, and by the way, all these bundles are going to keep cycling through. Now, we don't know the cadence. We don't know exactly when they're going to be here, when they're not going to be here. We don't know these things yet, but we do know that they're going to keep bringing these Lightspeed bundles to us over and over and over again. So it'll come back. If you don't buy it now, it'll be back later with an opportunity for you to purchase it. Trust me, you'll be fine. You'll have plenty to do in the meantime. You'll have plenty to do in the meantime. You can just wait for that bundle till it's down the road a little bit. You don't have to spend every dime in your wallet just because there's a bundle in front of you. A couple more words on Lightspeed bundles here. Lightspeed bundles lead to resource deserts, not resource deserts. That would be 2 S's. Resource deserts. You buy the Lightspeed bundles and it feels oh so special and oh so good, but you go through Zetas like a mad, crazy animal. And I know that some of these recent Lightspeed bundles, like the Jabba bundle, I think I farmed them on my own, didn't I? Nah, I didn't buy the Jabba bundle, but the Jabba bundle had Kersantin's Zeta, I think, and it has Gamorrean Guard Zeta, which nobody cares about that. But, getting Kersantin Zeta is nice, but, on that team, you got a Zeta for Boushh Leia, you got a Zeta for Skip Guard Lando, you got a Zeta for Boba Fett, you got 6 of them for Jabba the Hutt. You're gonna have to go get all those Zetas, and guess what? They're gonna give you lots of opportunities to get Zetas in the game. Oh, it's missing here right now. Well, there's more resources here that you'll need if you get a character at Relic 3, you need a Relic 5, you go here you'll be spending crystals, so that that, you know, or if there's Zetas in here, which I've had a lot of lately. I'm disappointed they're not there now. You need 5 Zetas. There's five Zetas in here. You spend 1,600 crystals. Those 1,600 crystals, guys, is about 12 bucks, 11, 12 bucks. So when you buy Lightspeed bundles, it leads you to resource deserts where you need Zetas, you need Omicrons, you need more relic materials. And they're going to make them available to you. Look at this. I can go take a shot at Zetas here for $5 and Omicrons and Omegas. You might even be lacking Omegas. You should get them with your Mark 1 raid currency. Separate video. Anyway, you can buy all these resources, but I want you to be aware of when you buy these Lightspeed bundles, it's going to lead you. Oh, mods. Yeah, mods. Oh, I didn't even say. Let's look at the mods. You can go buy more mods. You're going to have resource deserts on your roster by buying Lightspeed bundles. You think you're buying everything, but you need mods, you need Zetas, you need more relic levels in some of the characters, and it can very possibly lead to even more spending for you, depending on your patience and your ability to wait for something good to happen. So just be aware that buying the Lightspeed bundle, if you're not disciplined and you're not paying attention, and maybe you've got an endless wallet, congratulations, please donate. Mrs. Nooch needs a new pair of shoes. Regardless, if you have that endless wallet, do whatever you want to do. If you don't, because well, by the way, if you have endless wallet, I don't know why you're watching this video, because why would you need to manage your resources? Just go buy it all. But if you don't, just be careful, because those Lightspeed bundles can lead you to even more spending with the resources you're missing once you get them. Lightspeed bundles can also lead you to unfarmed teams, and I want to elaborate a little bit on this. I've kind of already talked about it a little bit with all the people buying bundles and then not finishing the teams. But even on my roster, I've got a couple bundles right now that are sitting there unfarmed, and I've got plans to do one of them. I don't have plans for the other. I bought the Inquisitor Lightspeed bundle, and I've got plans for this bundle. I've got plans. As soon as I finish the Leviathan, it's on to Inquisitors and Grand Inquisitor and Reva. So I've got this here, but I bought it, what, a month ago? A couple weeks ago? I don't know, recently. It's just kind of sitting there right now. So I'm going to have, that's an unfarmed team on my roster, but excuse me, a little more than that. I'm going to go to the journey guide for this because there's no other real clean way to pull this up. I bought the Afra bundle, and this thing is just sitting there. I haven't touched it. I did get a Sana Staros Zeta out of that. We got a BT1 Zeta and a Hondo Zeta. I got 3 Zetas out of that. That's kind of nice. But I haven't touched this. I don't have mods in these. Did I mod them up just to have them modded? No, okay, there we go. That's better. I mean, it's worse, but you get the idea. I haven't farmed Dr. Afra yet. And what's the reason for that? Well, let's go back to my my resource desert. I bought the bundle. I don't have any additional Zetas right now. My Zetas are all going to my Sith Empire team that I'm going to be putting together. I'm farming Leviathan, but I'm getting up a Darth Malgus team, so I got to get all the Zetas on them. I need 3 Zetas on Darth Revan to be the admiral of my Leviathan, so I'm spending all those Zetas and Omicrons on that Darth Malgus team. I don't have them available to put on my Afra team right now. And when I get done with my Leviathan, I'm moving on to Inquisitors, all my Zetas and all my relic upgrades and all my new mods and all my Omicrons are going to go on that Inquisitor team. That Reva is that good. Reva is that good. Afra's good. You got to get used to using her. And I'm not going to have a really good mod set for Afra. I understand that Afra can be a Jabba counter for some people, but you're going to have God mods on her. And Afra is going to be well down the list of me having God mods on her. So I've got Lightspeed bundles that are unfarmed teams on my roster. I'm okay with it. You know, I know I went a couple different directions there. You don't have to buy it. It'll come back out again later. You can buy it. For me, I felt comfortable buying it. It was out. It's going to sit there for a while. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. I just want to make sure you're okay. Guard your resources, everybody. Guard your resources. Yeah, we have 3 more left here. Hey, I want everybody to embrace the Kyrotech grind. We talk about Kyrotechs a lot. Now I'm going to look at both of my accounts here for this. I spent the better part of a year. It's not available right now, is it? No, here's one here, but not this one. But I spent the better part of a year buying the Kyrotech bundles that come out on Fridays, right? It was $5 for a long time. Now I think it's $7, and you get 70 Kyrotechs in those. it's a lot of value. You get a lot of value out of those Kyrotech bundles. I spent the better part of a year doing that. You've also got these crystal ones, which I don't know, that's kind of, you're taking a shot on that one. Now my reward is because I'm, sitting on these characters. Let's find somebody that needs a bunch of Kyrotechs here. Can I find somebody that needs like all the Kyrotechs? There we go. Tech won't need them. All right, hold on. I'm getting there. Luthen. Nope. All right, forget it. I'm just gonna go to these guys here. Okay. Regroup here. Thanks to my buying those for a year, and I don't buy them anymore. And I've stayed on, I'm almost fully sharded, guys. So when I'm out of regular energy, I spend my regular energy on Kyrotechs. I spend my Grand Arena currency on Kyrotechs. I spend my Get 2 currency on Kyrotechs. I got 1,578 of these Squid Kyrotechs. I mean, we look at the laptop ones. You have to look so hard for these. Oh, does she need laptops? I think she does. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. I got 1,500 of these laptop ones too. So I have a lot of Kyrotechs because I embrace the journey. Every time I have extra energy, I use it for Kyrotechs. I use all sorts of I just mentioned, I use my shipment and my shop currency for Kyrotechs. Embrace the Kyrotech journey. You're going to need a truckload of Kyrotechs in this game. Don't be afraid to farm them whenever you get the opportunity. Just, it's there. It's needed. Don't fear the Kyrotechs. They're going to be... Oh, don't look at my Shock T mods either, by the way. Let's jump over to my other account. So over here, free to play, it's a little bit different. I still think you need to embrace the Kyrotech. You just need to embrace the Kyrotechs. That's a little different situation. I can't buy those bundles, so I don't have an overabundance of Kyrotechs in this account. I got 82 here, and then I don't know if I can find laptops. Yoda needs your laptops. Let's go. Anyway, I have 100 of those, I think. 150 of those. So I continue to farm those. As I mentioned, I've got several characters I'm farming right now with my regular energy. Droideka, Zalbar, and Mission, Bassa, Shanfon, and Jolie Bindo are daily regular energy farms for me in this account. But when I get done with my regular energy there, I go in and I farm Kyrotechs every chance I get. I use my Grand Arena currency. We'll show you that. Since we're embracing the grind. I use my... Not that. Here we go. My Grand Arena energy, I only buy Kyrotechs with that. And then Guild Event. Now that I got the Negotiator farm, you as a player should farm Negotiator and Malevolence to max. Use your Get 2 currency to max out these two ships. And when that's done, you use your Get 2 currency just to buy Kyrotechs. I'm doing it because my account is limited to just being a Lord Vader farm. Don't do what I do here. Do as I say and not as I do. Get both Malevolence and Negotiator before you do that on your account. So embrace the Kyrotech grind. Embrace the Kyrotech journey. You need gazillions of them. Don't be afraid to farm them. Last couple of notes here. If you don't need it, don't apply it. I saw a lot of this looking at rosters. We're going to do a couple of examples here. The first example I've got for you is look at all these Gear 12 green crosses. Do you see all those? All of these are complete gear pieces that I can apply on my roster. You should only apply these gear pieces if you're planning to complete the character and or the team. I'm sitting on Han Solo Gear 12 because I don't want to spend any Kyrotechs on him. I don't need him for Lord Vader. Qui-Gon Jinn, same story. Grandmaster Yoda, same story. You get the idea. I'm not applying these extra pieces. Now, you're going to look at my Stormtrooper and you yell at me because I did it on Stormtrooper. Well, at the time, I was getting my Iden Versio team up. I had Stormtrooper at Gear 12. I took him into the Force Moon Assault battle. It was clear to me that even if I took him to relic levels, I was not going to benefit from that, so I just stopped. And lesson learned from me to you, I should never have applied these 5 gear pieces to Stormtrooper. I just shouldn't have done it. So don't apply those gear. It's all gear levels. You can see here, I don't apply any gear levels till I'm ready to go on the character. But primarily at these Gear 12 finishers. But you can even hurt yourself down here. Let's see. Do we need any Carbantes? We got cuffs here. You may run out of cuffs. I got 1,300 of them. That's our next one. I don't know. I got to find somebody that needs Carbantes. You can really hurt yourself. L3's going to need some Carbantes in here, right? No, really? Here we go. So if you just start applying this gear, Carbantes start showing up around gear 8. And if you just start throwing gear on your characters without thinking about it, you're going to run out of these. And before Kyrotechs, there were Carbantes. So you could never, ever, ever have enough of these Carbantes on your roster. So if you just start applying gear willy-nilly, you're going to run out of gear that you need for later on. It's going to slow down your farm. Trust me, it will slow down your farm. If you don't need it, don't apply it. The other place that principle goes to is I'll see people with like Gear 7 Iden Versio, not Relic 7, Gear 7 Iden Versio, and she's got her Zeta and her Omicron. I'll see a Gear 7 Darth Treya with a Zeta and an Omicron. I'll see a Darth Vader, Gear 8 here. He'll have his Merciless Masker Zeta applied. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Get them up, do the gear first, and then apply the Zetas and Omicrons and everything. You know, if you don't need it right now, don't apply it, because you can't be afraid to hoard resources. I tell you what, a lot of us are out there buying Lightspeed bundles, and it's almost impossible to keep any resources on hand. You just go through them. But you just saw something really interesting on my roster here. I had 400 Carbantes. I have almost 700 stun of these guns. Let me go back to those. We got the, where are my cuffs? I had 1,300 cuffs. I don't know who's gonna need cuffs right now. Yeah, there we go. Nope, wrong cuffs. I had 1,300 cuffs out there. I have been able to hoard a lot of resources on this account that can be used for stuff down the road on my roster. I've got 69 Zeta mats. I got a bunch of Omegas. I'm just sitting on it. Just because I have the resources doesn't mean I have to apply them right away somewhere on my roster. Just sit on it. I'm going to get no benefit by applying extra Zetas and extra resources, extra gear, extra Omicrons, extra mods. I'm not going to throw mods on Omega. I mean, these are crappy mods on her, I'm sure. I don't really use her, so why would I just work on her mods, fix them? Why would I go down to a character I'm not going to be using? A character like, I don't know, HK47 and throw mods on him. I don't know why I would do that. I'm not going to be using him. He doesn't fit into my farming path, although he actually will. I'm going to be farming Genetic Revan and Darth Revan here, I'll need them. But regardless, if you don't need the resources right now, don't apply them, and don't be afraid to hoard. Don't need it, don't apply it, and do not be afraid to hoard your resources and save them up for a rainy day when you actually do need those resources. And there you go. That's Resource Management 101 in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I hope the video helps you to really think about the way you're managing resources, how you're looking at your roster construction, and everything that goes along with that. That's all we got for today. I will talk to everyone very soon. I appreciate all of you and all of your efforts. And of course, always remember, Nooch Too Good.